And here we go. As we said, TBL, double Kronos and Zeus, and JSS, double Zeus and Ra. Quite different teams, quite different strategies we can expect. Alright, so the main part of this map, main idea of this map is that you have a large body of water, this time on the right side, we will soon see when it's discovered, and then we have also a very large portion of land on the left right now. Let's check the starting positions. We are scrolled on the JSS at the bottom and looking at Earth, who is seeing quite a nice patch of bores, so he will be very fine, and he is going for sea and he sees fish right away. This sea is quite fine, not like Mediterranean. And we have the first bolt on the scout. Alright, so no scouting for Metallo. And Temista is going for nice dock placement as well. We can see that Metallo will be very close to Mista. It will be fun. And Metal is actually sending just 2 willies to be sure he actually built this. They are very aware of multiple bolting there. And yeah, they don't have enough bolts right now. The sea in the middle is kinda okay because it has a lot of fish, so you really can't build the wrong dock here. And let's check. Everybody sees the starting boards, it seems. Just Temista is opting for a better start and not really wasting wood on the granaries, which is just as fine. He'll be going for an early advance, and we can see that Metallo is resorting to picking berries. Alright. And we have Deconstruct on the Mista's dock. Alright, that's a good strategy, and that's why they actually took the Chronoses. Okay, and they have one more Deconstruction, and that's probably going to be for Temista as well. Damn, he'll be slowed down a lot. Looking at the other players, Godlion is already having a very nice spot here with the fishing chips, and he is also going for some chickens. And as for Seattle, the last player to look at, well, he's an artist, so he doesn't really need any granary, but he doesn't see a good food source. Oh, he does. He's just not choosing to go for it. Well, he could have. It would be a better start there. And yeah, Temista just being signaled that he has bars there and should be really paying attention to them. Temista has given up on the water, it seems, and he will be going for the land more prominently. But right now, he lost the Willy, and he's going to be very slow. Interesting play by TBL. Are you going to see another deconstruct right now? Yeah, they still have the second one. But this doesn't make a sense. And is he waiting for Temista? Come on, come back. No. Alright, so that's an opportunity wasted, because if it went for Temista again, he would be like seriously out of the game. But anyway, nice play, and let's look how are the other players looking here. We are at 2:59. That's kind of time when the Chronoses could actually be thinking about advancing, but it doesn't really seem so. They are aiming for some very early advance. Maybe just Seattle could be. He's already building a temple, so he might actually be looking at an early advance. Other than that, we can already see some relics. Great for housing. Alright. Favorite trigger. Alright, that's going to be helpful for anyone out there. And another relic is building endless. Alright, that helps anyone, because the more you see, the better you can judge your opponents. And right now, Seattle has clicked Prometheus, and that's going to be like 4:30. That's a decent advance time there. How's it looking for Mista, actually? He's having 12 release on foot, so he compensated for the bad start on water, and he will be just preparing to build some normal ships to help his mates in the classical fight, it seems. Right now he should be fine with a kinda normalish up in classical without too much problem. So at this point, let's check the TCs. They should be pretty much fine. You can see 1, 2, that's for Earth. 1, 2, for Chef. I'm thinking maybe there is one TC here, or maybe here even, because I don't really think that both of this one and this one are both the Mistas. That would be really bad. You can see double TCs for Seattle on the top, and double here for Gold Lion, and just maybe these two could be Metalos as well. I'm thinking there's one TC here and one TC here hidden. We'll just see soon enough. We have both Chronosis Interclassico. Chef is also through, and he is seen where the Willies are gathering gold for metal. We already have quite some nice attack here by the Chronosis. They are really mean and serious business here. And they are trying to take Temista out of the water altogether. Well, how's it looking on the fight? Okay, so the Chronosis are finally spamming some fishing ships. Fishing ships. Arrow ships rather, and they are starting to annoy JSS. I'm kind of thinking that JSS might want to actually give up on the water, because they will be just two. The Mista is right now out of the water altogether, and he will actually be preparing for some attack. So will he actually prepare some kind of rush on Metalla? Well, that would be fun. While TBL is heavily concentrating on the water, JSS just could surprise them on the land. This map is so that winning the water isn't really giving you a decided advantage. There's still a serious amount of land that you can actually make use of, and we can see shifting sands from Earth, and we have a will rush. Okay. That's a good strat, seeing how Temista was out of the water. Well, this TC is goodbye. That's for sure. Very, very nice play from JSS. Alright, goodbye TC. That was nice seeing you. And on the water, well, as you can expect, nothing really going on. Yeah, nobody building ships. And they just gave up the water to TBL, and they will try to storm them very heavily on the land. Now, basically, this means that Metallo is out of the game. He has no TC, he cannot build, cannot release. Just now he does. Oh, that's a shame that they are not actually looking at this. If they saw this, they could really take him out of the game altogether. But anyway, Metallo's base is taken, and Earth is just now trying to secure it altogether. And how's it looking for the other guys? Are they actually preparing for anything? They have just those two temples, and they have a bit of an army here. Yeah, they have military buildings, so they are preparing for an attack. But as soon as this tower is down, they have a lot of army here. And Turmas aren't especially great, because they don't have that much attack. And we can see that Metallo has already built it in town center, so he's back into the game. Just seriously slowed right now. Of course, the rush slowed Earth as well, because he had to use a lot of willies to actually take down DC and not gather for the moment. So this is kind of still open to see if that was a good idea or not. If at this point it seems it really was, but will they be able to keep up? We'll see soon enough, I guess. TBL now have a large advantage on account of all the water and fishing spots. As you can see, there's a serious number of those. So they will be having a very nice time gathering fish in there. But on the land, JSS are continuing on. But TBL are really massing right now, and they shouldn't really be having trouble at least slowing down JSS right now. Temista has to retreat because he doesn't have enough army, and he has to wait for Chef. But those two armies combined actually could take down this army. They just have to micro a bit better, and it seems... Oh, I was thinking the chef might be going for some raiding, but no, and Temista is not controlling his army right now. Oh, that's a Minotaur down. And we can see some yellow dots here, going for some raiding. Oh, this will hit Temista hard. And while Temista has to retreat, we can also see there's a big battle going on in former Metal's base. And yeah, JSS were forced to use Restoration because there was a lot of green here. And this basically forced him to retreat, and right now they have an advantage here, and they should really push this. They should get maybe into Gold Lion's base right on, because they have enough, I think, actually make something meaningful. And we can see that Chev had to go back and actually deal with Seattle Raiding there, who has taken second TC and is already taking third. So he'll be pretty much fine off. He is on the backside there, so he'll be pretty safe from anything. And we see still the blue dog here. So potentially Chef can actually do something just as well as Earth. We can see that Earth is really built up here. It's like this was his home. And another big battle ends you in, and we can see that Temista has been moving somewhere, and Earth is right now having to face this army alone, and he'll be first soon joined by the yellow, and Gold Lion is actually trying to take this TC. That's a decent play because they need all the help they can get, and if this TC gets up, they will have a nice defensible position right next to Earth. Yeah, they don't really have an army to take down the TC, but they can at least stall the enemies and give Metal time to properly... Oh yeah, he's now... Nicely played. Trying to go around Earth and actually take his 30C. His former 30C, and... What is this? Ah, that's just house and gold. And we have Metal through Apollo. Well, that's nice. He's the only one in Heroic right now. And they are really playing well, even though they lost the initial TC there. Blue is trying to take down the docks. Well, why not, when he has the time? He's actually trying to cripple the serious sea advantage there. And while Temista was trying to do the same, he was repelled by some ships here and has to retreat a bit. Other than that, we can see that there's nothing going on, but they really got surprised by this big TC, and they should have noticed this. Okay, and we have we leave war number 2. So goodbye TC. You won't be standing up for much longer. And blue is forced to retreat, or forced to retreat. They could actually battle this out and blue would win, but he is opting for actually retreat and helping his mates at base. Willies are trying to slow this destruction down and actually forced Metallo to use the ceasefire here. Oh, that's nice. And yellow is trying to join the battle there. Well, this will be proper 3v3 it seems. Alright, red doesn't want to waste any time here waiting for the ceasefire to go out, and he starts gathering some extra wood. And how's it looking otherwise? Maybe someone advancing as well. We can see that Seattle is actually housed, but not just yet up in. And how's it looking for Gold Line? Where are his TCs here? That's hard to find, and one at the very back, also not advancing. Let's check the other guys. Temista building his TC, just second. And looking at Chef, he is at 2 TCs as well, but not advancing, and Earth is at 2 TCs as well, but not advancing either. So right now, Metal is the only guy who has actually advanced, and we see that Chef has actually created medium whippy guns, which is gonna help him quite a lot, as they are very strong in the classical fight. Other than that, Earth doesn't really have upgrades, and Mista also non-upgrades, so that's goodbye TC. Nice attempt by Metallo. And let's check actually the green army. What upgrades do you have? Nothing much. And yellow, also nothing. At this point, the deal is not really doing anything, so I'm actually thinking he's going for fast mythic, yes. And that's going to be decent. 15 minutes when actually JSS are not advanced. That could really be a problem because he's a Zeus, and as soon as Colossi starts spamming here, that's going to be trouble for JSS, and they might try to revisit their strategy at that point. Right now, though, JSS have a decent army, and they should really try to push this as much as they can. Yeah, Mista should send all those 13 hoplites to the TC that will melt like butter against that army, and a bit of micro from Earth is actually needed. Yeah, Mista has found the gold wheelies from Metal that were very daring there, and he will pay the price for it now. And other bunch of Mistas, haha, hoplites is here. This could actually take down the TC as well, and they are going for it right now with the help of Earth's wheelies. Nice, so that's goodbye. Come on, go for it. They don't know that he's advancing into the mythic here. They have to take this in time. Come on. A lot of them here. Hoplites all on TC. Come on. Don't fight this nonsense, Mista. Ah, this will be so close if they actually started fighting now. Come on, if all those guys were just stabbing at the TC, they could have taken it down in time. Now they won't. Ah, that's such a shame for them. Well, that was a terrible misplay by Mista, to be honest. Not controlling his hoplites. Ah, this TC could have been down for sure. Anyway, now they have to deal with Zeus in Mythic. Zeus without a TC, that's an interesting point there. That means that he will be out of any pop limit pretty much. And well, right now all he's living from is actually the sea, and that doesn't help him with securing the gold for the guys in Colossi. And we can see Seattle is in Mythic as well. Well, JSS, nobody in even Heroic. I should really be thinking about their strategy right now. Well, anyway, Metallo is kinda rebuilding, and he's pretty much safe. Other than that, TBLs are really secure in the middle of the map here, so they will be very hard to repel. And this is getting out of hand for JSS actually. This is going much better for TBL, because they have the better units here, and the destroyers are actually very great against the slingers there, as you can see. Metallo is back for a TC that was actually freed by one of his teammates for Seattle, I think. That was yellow TC, and he'll be at 1 at least, and he'll be able to pump at least some gold colossi. He is back here. Still somebody's trying to save what he can, but in this middle, JSS are not really looking great. At this point, TBL has pretty much destroyed their armies. We can see that Chef is trying some bit of Raiden with some mixed success, but those guys are not really all that healthy, so they will be destroyed soon. And other than that, Mista is trying to help him, but he has just hoplites and without much upgrade. Okay, so right now TBL are bringing the fight back to JSS thanks to the destroyers. They have some basic upgrades, so not all that much. And what Well, but Earth shouldn't be having any problem actually defending this. Finally, we have JSS into the heroic through Apollo. Alright, that might help. And I just saw a yellow dot at this right TC, so actually Seattle is trying to steal this TC, I would think. So after this battle is somehow resolved, let's check there. Well, this is kind of a stalemate going for Earth. Let's check the multiple color dots here. Themista's army is finally gone. He has gone all the way and discovered pretty much nothing. Alright, Seattle, so that's just it. Heka Gigant. And this TC is basically in TBL's power, because it's too close to water and it just can't stand against anything. And what else? Well, we can see that Earth is mining here at Metal's camp, who is still having a lot of houses here, and I'm not exactly sure JSS will actually discover this. And it might be a pretty safe place for him to be. Goat Lion is also to Mythic, so that's another big problem. And we have Implosion and Underworld Passage to the back TC. Yeah, of course. They are taking this TC, and with a lot of guys here. Oh, that's going to be trouble. And that will mean that JSS will have to use the Underworld Passage as well. And boom. Yeah. Godline finally realized that those guys are almost dead, so he can actually take them down through the willies themselves. And we can see that Seattle actually lost this TC to Mista's guys. But we have a Teal going right into Earth's base, and we had another Underworld Passage, this time from JSS, going back to actually save this TC. Well, Metalla will safely gather that one, and we have the Mista 2 Heroic as well, so they will have at least 2 Underworld Passages. Well, you can see that Earth has lost not just this TC, but this top one as well, thanks to the Destroyers. And, well, this means that this Underworld Passage actually won't stand as well. Oh, and the fight is definitely going in this direction. As we can see, Vortex from Yellow is just making this push from Teal even stronger. And even though Earth is now being able to rebuild the TC, these 3 Colossi are a colossal problem. Chef. Chef is through Mythic, so now they might actually be able to get back into the game quite seriously. Chef is decently boom at 3 TC, so he might be able to pump enough Colossi, and especially Myrmidons. And since 2 guys from TBL are Chronosis, Myrmidons are gonna slaughter anything they put up there. Well, the Mista still not having many upgrades there. Chef also nothing, but he's waiting for the Mythic upgrade, I would say. And we have 4 Colossi here. Well, one is dead. And what's going on here at the top? TBL are just going for the building spam here. Well, just as well. And they are really doing well. That's a good idea, because JSS can't really fight on both fronts right now quite successfully. And having the building fire actually support your units does quite a lot, especially against the classical army from Themista. And nicely played. And we have the first Titan Gate, this time going for God Lion. And how's it actually looking somewhere else on the map? On the right we can see that the battle is finally won for JSS. And right here, this is kinda close-ish. A Chef finally arriving in, and he should be saving the day here. The Colossi will... Oh, he won. Nicely played, traitor. Nicely played. That takes the wind out of Chef's sails right there. And continue building spam from the TBLs. Yep, just switch quickly here, where Earth is actually trying to take this TC somehow. And we have Demista using Lightning Storm, which means that he's through Hera. That's not exactly a bad play, because this, with proper micro, Medusas can kind of kill the Colossi quite easily. They just turn them to stone and they are dead just like that. But that really requires a bit of micro there. JSS are aware of this back office here, of the Metalo, and they can pretty much house him safely there. Yep, they should join some battle. And we have Metalo again going in for the kill, and this time he has the help of Myrmidons. And that's a problem for Earth. Now he will need help, because Egyptian units will not be really great against Myrmidons. Seattle has taken this TC again, and right now Chef is actually trying to take it back, but TBL has just secured this position, it seems, and they shouldn't be having too much trouble actually taking this TC back. There's a lot of intense fighting. How's it yellow? Yeah, he already has very nice upgrades. And how about green as well? And well, looking at the JSS, they don't really have upgrades there. Just now Chef, because he's a Zeus in Mythic and has the extra upgrades, but Mista chose not to, and we'll have to pay for the expensive ones, and that's not going to help him quite a lot there. Somehow, at the last moment, Earth was able to defend this position, and TBLs have the Titan out. Okay, so the real fun will begin quite soon. Chef is building his own Titan gate, while Yellow is building another. Do they have something to kill it? Well, Temista has the Underworld passage, but that's not really going all that great for him, and seeing as Earth is still in classical, 24 minutes in, there's not really much he can do right now, I think. Well, this is kind of stalled. This attack is gone right now. Not sure for how long. So let's go back to the right. And once actually... Oh wow, finally! Congratulations, Earth on Heroic. And right now, the Titan might actually be the turning point here. Because he will be taking down the TCs. Ah, we have... What do we have? Vortex here. For the Titan Gate. Okay. And that's just archers. That's kind of a clever play. Because they will be at least taking down the Willies there. Second Titan from TBL up. Well, this is seriously delayed. But come on, Seattle, you should micro a bit and not shoot into the TC, as you were just a moment ago. Yeah, this is going to catch a lot of Willies. Seriously. This hurts, this hurts, this hurts a lot. And this actually means that this Titan should be getting there in time, because the Titan Gate is more or less down, and Chef is down on Willis as well. But other than that, JSS are actually going for an offensive here, and finally we see some Myrmidons in Champions with at least some decent lineup upgrades, and they should be able to handle any army TBL puts up. Right now it's basically up to JSS, Chef and Temista to build as many Myrmidons as they can, because if they do, TBLs cannot build anything against that. And we have an interesting Locust Swarm on these guys, that they don't finish the fortress actually. Haha, all those Willies dying. just forced right into the locust swarm. Actually, as soon as this underworld passage is somehow gone, this could be reclaimable for Earth with kind of a decentish effort. Right now there is in a heroic, whereas the strength of the Aegis, this could be claimable for him. And let's check the TC here, our TC Titan, that is actually arrived at the Titan Gate. And yeah, he will take it down. Chef should just give up on this. Alright, so that's one Titan Gate down, while the second Titan is actually right now rummaging through the left. Of course, this fighting of the Titan Gate costs this Titan a lot of life, with all those heroes there. And the Myrmidons, which have quite a nice attack there, and he's down to half health. And we have Earth to Mythic through Osiris, okay. Osiris could actually help quite nicely against the Titan there. Right now, this Titan is going for the TCs, as he should. That's the best use of any Titan. And other than that, there's a page battle in the middle, and I'm not sure if Themista's choice of Hoplites is actually the correct one here. They are not really fighting anything, they are good against buildings right now. And he would be much better off with Myrmidons. It's true that Myrmidons are not as cheap, but the difference is not that big, and the Myrmidons have an insane bonus against non-Greek buildings. Okay, so some blue army here, that should get going somewhere. And, well, come on, will you turn? And right now you're into minion. Goodbye, Colossi. Another attempt at the fortress from Metallo. This time he might be successful, he's building pretty fast there. Until, haha, interesting place to gather gold, to be honest. And this Titan, how is it actually looking for him? He's going back, and he will be... yeah, he'll be killed soon enough. Seattle has taken for the third time in this game this forward TC. That's given him 333 for TBLs and 332 for JSS on the TCs, while this Titan can't really move away from this TC, it seems. He just allowed Themista to build it again, and he has to destroy it yet again. Not really making a super advantage here from TBLs. We saw that Chef is actually trying to do some fun here in the middle, but he was found out, and his fleas are slaughtered right now. That's a shame. Could have been quite fun if he actually was able to finish at least one of those, but now he has none. A lot of fighting going on here. Myrmidons, they are actually heavy, and they have the best lineup there. So right now, Earth should really be looking at building as much army as he can right next to his base. Come on, Chef, send him against a Titan somewhere, or against these guys. Well, that was easy takedown, and it actually might be a good idea to actually house Earth at this point. He's back at 1 TC, and if they take down the houses, he will be in deep trouble there. Yellow Titan is continuing through with some TC destruction, while the other Titan is going to join the fight here in the middle. Wow, that's a lot of building spam from TBL. And we can see that Earth is actually trying to catapult his way in, and decently successfully. Metal is also researching Titans. Well, Earth has Titan Gate ready, but he is not really in position to build it. He is threatened very seriously by Metal, who is trying some tower spam as well. And from the other side, there's still the Titan from yellow, who could actually do a lot of damage to Titan Gate and possibly still take it down. He should be at like half health right now. We have another traitor, and that's going for Not really sure what. Yeah, this Colossi. Haha. That's a good traitor. And that's a destruction of some of these catapults. That was nice artillery there. But other than that, in the middle, it's kind of stallish here. And I think once the Titans are actually down, if JSS survive that long, they might be in a very good position to actually take the fight back to TBL. You can see that Chef is having a lot of work actually taking care of the Titan. And other than that, well, this Destruction Derby is really worrying. It's really worrying for Earth, and he should be getting some help from his Greek friends. Azan Agi, he's having a hard time against Myrmidons, obviously, and he could use some Hypaspists here. Concerning God powers, we still have Seattle, who has Vortex, we have an Underworld Passage, and one Deconstruction from God Lion. Deconstruction at this point of game is not really something great, but very nicely played. God Lion actually trying to transport his palace into a very good position here. That's a nice play. Oh, that's kind of careless from Chef. He'll be down a market, but he noticed and he's going for another market. And donkeys were not gathering because they were stacked to this DC. And when that was down, they weren't just gathering. And Titan down. Okay, so that should ease on the guys here. And Themista is actually getting to a point where he has champion Myrmidons with very nice upgrades. And right now he should be starting to rock. He's playing some mirror tower spam here, and that's going to help him quite nicely, because he will have a defensive position to fall back on, but he's not really looking at that. Fanatics are nice against infantry, but Myrmidons should be better. Oh, not really sure this is the best point to put this, because it's very risky, because of all those fanatics. But it seems they are much more worried about this. Oh, and we have another Vortex at the Willies here. So, goodbye guys. Metal is starting to build a Titan Gate back at his base, which is the safest possible. Only way for JSS to take that down would be through Underworld Passage. This Titan will be soon dead. But other than that, finally, Themista has helped his teammate through the Underworld Passage, and actually the Underworld I was talking about earlier is now gone and is not going to be able to take down the Titan Gate there. And even worse is that this Underworld will be gone because of this second Hell Apply. As Themista is not really ready to actually make any repairs. Come on. And, well, actually Metal somehow missed the chance to actually take down this Underworld Passage, and that might come back to bite him very hard. As we can see, it already did. We already have some attempts here at some nice water warfare. And, well, JSS are trying to do some fun here, and they are very much right to do so. This means Metal is out of DC, and he should be really lowering the pressure right now. This Titan is pretty much dead, and once he is, we can see that Themista is already looking for his DC, and once he gathers it, I kind of thinking he will be a beast there. Because he'll have a lot of pop and be able to put up a lot of Myrmidons there. Okay, so we can see that finally we have what we wanted all game long. Chef, fully upgraded Myrmidons. Themista, fully upgraded Myrmidons. And that should actually spell a slow demise for TBL's Chronosis. They shouldn't really stand a chance against those guys. And right now that their Titans are gone, JSS should be able to reclaim the TCs they lost. And the only thing that will be of some meaning will be the Titan from Metallo. And actually, well, come on, you need to help Earth quite a bit more. You need to eliminate this at all costs. This is just biting you with JSS. If you didn't have this, you would be able to concentrate on the top without any problem. It seems like you kind of sacrificed Earth right now, it seems. And right now all Earth can do is build a Titan. And they should really defend much better. Because as you can see, Metallo is right in the trade. And this won't be going as fast as JSS would like. I'm really questioning the decision to give up on Earth and not really help him. They could have just stalled here without going forth. And simply kept Metallo out of this TC, out of this trouble. And then they will be able to concentrate on this middle of the map. They are doing quite nicely here, JSS. But the scissors are closing in. You see a lot of teal here. Again, bothering Chef. And Metallo taking much more ground here. Much more than he actually should. And Chef is slaughtered, yes, and this is a GG for TBL. They chose the better strategy, and I'm actually thinking if JSS didn't give up on Earth and actually seriously helped him, they could have just stalled here, not really pushing, just building spam and go save Earth. They would be just fine. If Earth was safe, Chef didn't have any troubles at his back base, he might have been just fine there. Well, okay, TBL chose the better strategy here from the beginning. They won the water quite easily and actually were able to push through the advantage there, even though JSS adapted quite nicely through the Willy Rush on Metallo. But in the end it wasn't enough for them and TBL lead 1-0. Very nice game. Quickly check the post game here. And yeah, you can see the painful fall of Earth here. That just hurt. And here the rise of Metallo. Okay, nicely played.